Hi, everyone. I'm Salvatore from Paul Mitchell. We're going to be going through a quick class on Crema XG, our latest demi-permanent cream hair color. Um, I'll go through tips, tricks, usage, mixing. We'll also go over the options of other demi-permanent brands that we have and when you would use them and why. I'll introduce a couple of our newest additions in our Lightner family. And if there's anything you guys need after this, you can always just let me know. So I am going to share my screen and record this whole process. So recording has started, and I'm going to go into a PowerPoint for our Crema XG. So let me open that up for you, and you'll see it in 1 second. Takes a second to come up. Okay, and I'm going to go through first. I'll skip through the blonding because we're going to go right to Crema XG. And then we'll go backwards into our blonding resources. Okay, so if you could see right there on your screen, Crema, the name, came from the Italian word for cream. Crema XG is a rich demi-permanent cream hair color that contains no ammonia, formulated in Italy, and shade matched to our wonderful permanent hair color, Color XG. Our mission is to be the leader in professional hair color, strengthening our promise to help salons and stylists grow. So you'll see right there, we have our permanent Color XG hair color. And then in the white tube, you see the Crema XG demi-permanent formula. We know the reason why color remains the strongest category in the professional beauty industry because it continued to grow at a rate of 3.8% year over year. The crazy numbers are in 2018, demi, semi-permanent, and toner products grew 9.6% to a whopping $300.9 million during that year. So the previous year was 270 million sold, and we went to 300 million sold, which is absolutely incredible. So the highest rate of professional hair color growth comes from that semi and demi-permanent area colors. So that accounts for 25% of the entire hair color category in sales. So you could see permanent hair color at 63%, but the growth of semi and demi 25%. When you think of why and what the Color XG and Crema XG are, so we could tell you that they're developed in Italy by our top color experts. XG and Crema XG are vegan hair colors that offer perfect color fusion, reliability, and shine. They do both contain the permanent and demi-permanent, our unique Dye Smart system, so that gives you maximum color penetration with beautiful longevity, brilliant vibrancy, and it gives you our protection system that gives a soothing blend of cottonseed oil and rice milk to leave the hair shiny and healthy and always predictable and always beautiful. So 100% vegan, no animal byproducts added to either one of those brands. That's a beautiful thing that people do really love right now, to be able to know that they can get a vegan hair color. Stylists already know our Color XG, so now Crema XG, our demi-permanent cream color that's perfectly shade matched. So there are 40 shades shade matched to our Color XG permanent hair color. So in using our permanent hair color, Color XG, we know that you could use a demi-permanent, whether it's PM Shines, our existing translucent demi-permanent, or the Demi, our semi-opaque demi-permanent. Those are both liquid gel demi-permanents that perfectly matched anything that we made anyways. But the world right now is looking for cream hair color. So I say it's an either or. A liquid gel is perfect in a demi, but if you're looking for a cream alternative, that's why we created the Crema XG. If you do carry existing brands, we're telling everybody you don't have to have every single brand that we have. But if you're looking for a cream, or if you were looking for something different, maybe you even did not have our hair color brands before, here's a great introduction or option. So when we say more XG to love, it's just what we were talking about. Beautiful depth, durable vegan hair color with a perfect addition to any service with 40 shades of shade match color, vegan formula, no ammonia, dye smart system, opaque color, ideal for a wide variety of services. So we say it could be used as a top coat, and we even have a clear in the Crema XG brand that would be just an overlay of just shine, no pigment. Definitely mixed with our 10 volume developer. You can use it for a color correction. You can use it for a color refresh. So if you're refreshing by using a permanent hair color at the base and you want to refresh the mid to ends with a no ammonia cream demi that absolutely matches the same permanent shade that you mix at the base, that's a fabulous option. Um, Toning, you'll see the beautiful tones that we have to tone after you've pre-lightened any hair. We have the options of gray blending, creative color, adding dimension, maybe using it as a low light possibility. So there's so many things that you can do with Crema XG. This particular slide just gives you the differences between our permanent hair color XG on the left and then the Crema XG demi-permanent on the right. And the bubble in the middle that intercrosses the two are the things that they share. So I'll go through quickly. On the left, Color XG permanent hair color, 110 pre-blended shades, 6 intensifiers that you can add into your formula to neutralize or enhance any of the shades that we have, and a clear booster in a permanent color that actually can give you one additional level of lifting action. We do have cool fashion formulas, natural shades that are in the Color XG, and we know that in a permanent situation, you're going to use 10 volume, 20 volume, or 30 volume, and you're going to process that for 35 minutes as a standard hair color application. If you go all the way to the right side of the screen, 40 plus shades are going to be added into the Crema XG Demi-Permanent, shade match to Color XG, ammonia-free demi-permanent. You're going to use it with a 10 volume Paul Mitchell cream developer only. It's a deposit hair color. We want you to use it on clean, dry hair or in a toning situation, damp hair. And it could process for 20 minutes. Depending on what you're using it for, you might change the timing. Everything you see in the middle shared together, Italian made, so it's designed in Italy, 100% vegan, beautiful vibrant reds in both brands, the Dye Smart system in both brands for beautiful color penetration, the XG protection system with cottonseed and oil and rice milk. So cottonseed gives you strength, rice milk gives you condition, and they're both mixed in a 1-to-1 mixing ratio. This is a great little slide that shows between a demi-permanent and a cream versus a demi-permanent and a liquid. Like I said, it's just a matter of choice in most cases. In Crema XG, obviously cream base, so cream viscosity. It's opaque deposit. You can blend gray on up to 30% gray hair. It's drip free because it's a cream formula, ideal for technique work, placing in a foil or low lighting. It has the dye smart, so a longer lasting hair color. It is mixed with a 1-to-1 mixing ratio with a 10 volume cream developer. And then go to the right side, the demi, liquid gel consistency. So again, it's a preference. Some people love the fact that you could take the demi and either use a bottle, shake it really well with the processing liquid of a 1-to-1 ratio, and place it right on the hair. Maybe you're at the back bar or your shampoo area, lather lounge, and you want to tone really fast by placing it on the bottle and working it through the hair. Some people also love the fact that you could use a liquid demi in a bowl and brush just mixed together to get an even more gel consistency. So it's just personal preference. We consider this a semi-opaque gray blending. Average processing time is going to be 20 minutes. Mixes quickly for either fast application, bowl and brush, or bottle. And it's a 1-to-1, like I mentioned, with the processing liquid is how you're going to mix our demi. So in uses, just like we mentioned, 1-to-1 mixing ratio, 20 minutes without heat. We do recommend that no heat be added to any of our color products or lightener products. You cannot guarantee the porosity of the hair, how fast it could develop, how much faster it could develop on scalp if heat is applied, or even the fact that when heat is applied, the pores of the scalp open very quickly and cause irritation on someone very fast. So it's just not needed. In first time use of Color XG and Crema XG application, you could do a refresh or a full color service with your permanent at the base and your mid to end strands with your demi-permanent crema. Toning, intermixing guidelines, ammonia-free dimensional gray blending options, service techniques and upgrades, all these wonderful things you're going to find on Paul Mitchell Pro. Everything that I share with you, I will show you how to access, but you'll also be able to access it yourself. So I'll share that with you in a short moment too. Here's our beautiful Crema XG shade chart. So this is all the shades that are available right now in Crema XG. You'll see obviously more in your N series, because if you're blending gray, you will need an N series to do that. They can be completely intermixed to any or with any of our fashion shades if they're looking for more vibrant hair color. If they're looking just for a simple brown or gray blending, we do suggest certain things. I say, if you're using, in this case, we'll pretend it's a 7N, and you are on 30% gray hair, and you just want to softly blend. Maybe it's the first introduction of hair color to somebody, and they're not looking for a solid, opaque hair that would have to regrow or have a demarcation line. A demi-permanent's a great way to introduce that. So if I'm using a level 7 on that 30% gray hair, I do have the option of actually using a level 6 or dropping one level darker to give you more pigment. So that way on that white hair, it appears a 7, right? Because most cases of gray or white hair, there's not a lot of pigment left in them. If you're going over here to the right side, you can see the coolest shades that we're going to use for toning options. We have a violet base, there's a platinum, there's a pearl ash, and an ash also. Any of these, again, can be intermixed or mixed with any one of the brown series to be able to soften them. To create something in between, just like the demi and or PM shines, we create most things in certain levels, but anything intermixed can be created to get the middle level that we don't have in between yet. So just as an example, if you're looking to create a 9 violet or a 9V, stroke 6, 9 stroke 6, if you wanted to use a 10V, it would be 2 parts mixed with 1 part of your 8 to create the middle 9. So that we do say in European hair colors especially, there's a little bit more pigment. So you don't want to mix equal parts. You might end up on a little bit darker side of your shade. So 2 parts light, 1 part dark will create that middle for you. Or you could use clear. You could take the 9V and mix clear into your formula to dilute it. I'm sorry, the 8V, to dilute it to create a 9V. That would be equal parts, possibly, of an 8V and a clear. So you do have many options on what you can achieve and how. So beautiful tones, beautiful shades that you're going to absolutely love using. What we're going to go into now in a second is basically everything that you see here. We do have a learning management system, e-learning modules, which we're going to go through that have amazing technique videos that you can watch at your leisure to be able to see tips and tricks and formulations that are absolutely beautiful and I know you're going to love. So I'm going to share my screen one more time, but in the Paul Mitchell professional page. So let me switch to that for 1 second, and it'll take a second for your screen to pop this up. Okay, that should be up. So this is Paul Mitchell Professional or paulmitchellprofessional.com. You can see the address that's right up here. Once you open up or log into your account, you have this wonderful toolbar that goes straight across. And it gives you so many options on where you can go and what you can do. We're going to look under education, and I'll show you more specifically in a moment on-demand education, where you can learn anything and everything that we have, from all our product brands to all our color brands, all our lighteners. We'll go through that. Under business building, specifically, this Paul Mitchell Professional website has everything, as in all product and all color, everything that we carry. But if you want to narrow it down, Color HQ is a separate little website with a link here also, and that gives you the option of just going to everything color related from Paul Mitchell. So we'll go into that in a second also. Under resources, you're going to find a couple things that you'll absolutely use all the time. One is going to be Newsstand, which has everything that we have that you can either download or print, and then on-demand education where you can learn through. So I'm going to click at this moment on-demand education. You'll see that that pops up on your screen on demand, and I'm going to cycle down. And it shows you everything. You can search our new launches and techniques. You can search our hair color education, which is where we will be in a moment, or hair cutting and styling. And once you do log in, you'll see, so under hair education or hair color education, click here. When I open that up, it's everything having to do with education for all our hair color brands. So you can see there, Crema XG, Color XG, Paul Mitchell the Color, the Demi, Paul Mitchell Blonding, and then they go into collections, Pop XG and Inkworks. And then they go into collections that were most recently over the last couple of years, the Wanderlust California Dreaming 2020 collection. And you'll see videos and tip cards for everything and all. Let's go under Crema XG, and I'm just going to click on Explore. When you're in the Crema XG section, you're going to cycle down, and here you go. There's a product knowledge area where you can launch to learn everything about Crema XG. You can go below, and you'll see the paper chart that you can download. This is frequently asked questions for existing users, and frequently asked questions for new users. So fully downloadable and or viewable questions. This is a full digital class. So you'll see our artistic director, Colin Caruso, and a couple other of our platform artists that will show you all these amazing techniques and videos, from the caramel dimensional swirl to our iridescent peach pearl hair color to our rich plum wine hair color. And if you want to go through and watch the full video with the full technique that's available, And if you just want the technique card or tip card, in this case, you can download it so it's available on your tablet or phone or personal computer or PC, whatever you choose to download it to. It's friendly to all of them. If you want to preview, it will open up. And here is the full step-by-step on the right side and full color formulas on the left. I'm just going to expand this because you have this wonderful little option down here to be able to zoom in. So you'll see in this particular application, they did a permanent color application in one segment, and then a demi-permanent in another, and then Formula 3, a third section with a different formula. So it's the basic of, if you're looking for that permanent hair color, their formula was a 9 pearl natural with 2 ounces and a half an ounce of a 7C copper with 1 ounce of a clear booster. Now the clear booster in a permanent color XG formula was to give them additional lifting action. And they mixed that with the 30 volume cream developer 1-to-1 mixing ratio that matched all the shades that they used. Your second formula is in your Crema XG or demi-permanent formula, and they chose to do a 2 ounce of 8 pearl ash with a 7 red orange, half an ounce. And in this case, this clear that comes with the Crema is just a clear, not a lifting action. Clear to soften tone or refine tone. Mixed with a 10 volume cream developer only for a Crema XG. And then the third formula they mixed, again, Crema XG, 10 volume, I'm so sorry, 10 volume developer, but it's a 10V, 10 violet, that they mixed 2 ounces of with a half ounce of the 7RO or red orange, and then matched it with the exact amount or 2.5 ounces of your cream developer. So I think these tip cards are absolutely amazing. The videos you're gonna love to be able to go through and see this step by step, but it really does break down everything that you could imagine. This again is that digital video. I don't know if you can hear sometimes when we're sharing screens, so I'm not gonna go through that, but what I'd like to show you is that you have the option to download it or watch it later or share it with somebody. It'll send a digital link to whoever you want to share it with to be able to go right to this class specifically. But I think you'll enjoy it if you do get the chance. I am going to go to the paper chart. And let me see. Of course, it's a little slow on mine opening. And then I have to share it with you. So 1 second. Let me open back this screen, and I am going to share with you the paper chart. Whoa. No, I'm not, I guess. There it is. Okay. I know this part's upside down, unfortunately. It's the back side of the paper chart. But what you can see for a second is if you see this barcode that's right here, if you take your phone and place it right over the barcode, it will open up to Paul Mitchell Pro, and you'll see all the wonderful things that we're sharing with you right now, accessed right there just by your phone. So open up your camera of your phone, hover over that link and QR code, sorry, and it'll open that right up for you. In the paper chart, it just reviews again everything that we talked about, what Crema XG is, what uses it would have, why you would use it, and then like we saw a minute ago, the actual tip cards, here's the formulas. So every time that they do create a new color chart, any launch materials that they've used for the models are placed right in through here too. So you'll be able to see the formulas right there, which I think is great. Here we go under application. So we know, just like I mentioned earlier, that this 1-to-1 mixing ratio is always going to be your mixing ratio. It's always going to be mixed with 10 volume cream developer. Traditional gray blending, you're going to do things like you're going to determine the natural or canvas level. The percentage of gray, we know you can blend beautifully in a demi-permanent up to 30% gray. If they're looking for something that covers gray, they must go to a permanent hair color. Determine the desired end result, and then refer to the color map to decide if you want to neutralize. Maybe you're doing color correction and you want to soften a red by introducing a cool tone to make it a neutral. Or if you're reducing some gold in a toning option, using a opposite of the color wheel, platinum or violet, to bring it back to a beautiful neutral. There's so many options, including right here, the clear guidelines. So Crema XG Clear may be used alone for added shine and enhanced condition, or it may be intermixed with other Crema XG shade. When you do that, it reduces the tone's intensity or deposit. So clear in equal parts with each or any selected shade gives you the beautiful muted version and or diluted version of. Here's our tips and tricks. When you're trying to blend gray at 30%, we say there's going to be some possibilities or wonderful things that you can use to help blend that gray. Number one, apply it on clean, dry hair. A demi-permanent, especially a no ammonia demi-permanent like Crema XG, does not have the power to break through several days of oil or several applications of product. Put it on clean, dry hair and you'll get the best effect. If, like I mentioned before, if you're trying to get the best pigmented version, formulate one level darker than your actual target level on 30% or 10, 20, or 30% gray hair. You're going to choose a formula that has an N or an NN to blend that gray. And then it gives you an actual example of if you're mixing a red brown with a NN series, the options of mixing on that 30% gray, 1 ounce of 5NN, 1 ounce of 4RB, totaling 2 ounces. Match it with the equal amount of 10 volume cream developer. If you process for 20 minutes, and again, you're trying to get on coarser hair, the best gray blending, you can add additional 10 minutes to your processing time, making it 30 minutes. When we scroll down here, you're going to have your applications. So first time healthy hair, medium to coarse textures, you're applying base through end on clean, dry hair, no heat, processing for 20 minutes, shampooing out with Paul Mitchell's Post Color shampoo from the Color Protect brand. If you're using it for the first time on porous or medium textures, then we say just because of that porosity, that fine or medium hair also can grab colors very easily, so place it on towel dried or slightly damp hair. Same rules, no dryer. Process for 20 minutes, and then shampoo out. If you're using Crema XG as your demi-permanent after you've used a permanent at the base or during, we say if you want to use Crema XG as your entire hair color, place it scalp area, let it process 10 to 15 minutes, then go to your mid shaft and ends and place that for an additional 10 to 15 minutes. That will give you the absolute beautiful gray blending. And then again, shampoo with your Post Color shampoo. When you're over here in blonde toning, we say this is when you're gonna shampoo out your lightener, rinse thoroughly, on damp hair, place the toner of choice, and you're going to process it anywhere from 5 up to 15 minutes. So that depends on the intensity of the color that you're choosing, the longevity you might want out of it, and the porosity of the hair. If you start with 5 and then test strand from there every 5 minutes, I say that's the perfect way to tone a blonde. But we also like to say that if you're toning a blonde, longevity equals timing. So if you left it on 5 minutes at demi-permanent on damp hair, you're probably going to get 1 to 2 weeks of shampooing out of it. If you left it on 10 minutes, it might be 2 to 3 weeks. If you left it on 15 minutes, 3 to 4 weeks. Full 20 minutes of a toner left on will buy you the longest longevity, up to 4 weeks. Second option is if you're looking for the most intense or the most vibrant toned end result, place that toner on dry hair. So after you've shampooed out your lightener, blow dry the hair, place it on. Someone maybe that's looking specifically for a violet or a silver tone that's going to last the longest on dry hair will do that. To restore or refresh hair that might be faded out, same options. Towel dry or damp hair, run it from scalp through ends or wherever it has been faded. Maybe it's mid through ends, process for 20 minutes. This beautiful tonal series chart tells you all the different colors that we have. And this is our tonal base key. So just like in our permanent hair color, these are the tones that we intermix to create anything that you see in our color series. So if you wanted to basically look at a red orange, you know that it's an RO, or if you were going by the European version where they went to numbers, not letters, it would be a stroke 4-3, which means the first number or letter is your primary color. And in that case, 4 is red. So 2 parts of your primary, roughly, to 1 part of your secondary, 3. This case, 3 is gold, right? So a 4-3 would be red-orange or mixed as in red-gold. So it gives you a great way to learn your color. You could know it by numbers, you can know it by letters. Both of those will be on the shade box to be able to see, and they're also going to be presented that way here on your swatch paper chart. So if you see a number that only has 1, like in this case, after that backslash or stroke line, stroke 6 is a violet. That means there's only violet in that formula. The VR 6-4, that means there's violet and red that were added into that formula. An 8-1 shows you that there are ash and brown shades mixed together. So everything that you see on the top of that chart is right here to be able to explain. So, oh, I'm sorry, 8-1, my pearl ash. I was not paying attention when I promoted that. 2 parts pearl, 1 part ash is going to make that wonderful pearl ash. That's right there. Like I mentioned, those are gorgeous for toning. We did introduce a double ash series, which will absolutely neutralize all forms of warmth in the hair. So more of a blue-based ash to neutralize all forms of oranges and red oranges. In this brown ash that you'll see right in through here, a gorgeous option for the same, maybe neutralizing some of that warmth. There is a brown added into its formula, therefore you see the 7-1, so you know you could use it on its own and have a soft neutralization, or you can go to something that is only ash when you really need to neutralize it. This is an interactive chart, meaning, say you wanted to see this digital 8 p.m. You could Oh, it's not on this chart. Oh, I have to show it to you in a different area. So sorry. This one is not interactive because this is our paper chart. Let me go to the interactive version. And that's back on Paul Mitchell Pro. Right there. And let me just open this back up because this should be our interactive chart. Nope, same one. Nope. Sorry. I apologize. I'll get back to it. Let's go further into our Paul Mitchell Pro. Okay. Here we go. So I'll go back to the top and let's go under education for a second. And then we'll go to on-demand education. And we'll go back to our hair color education. And once we go down, again, you have your option of open any of our color brands. Let's go to blonding for a moment because I want to share two new lighteners with you. And then we're going to go over the options of what to choose tone-wise. So under Paul Mitchell Blonding, again, you can launch a video that should go through the product knowledge segment of everything. And or you have the options of downloading a complete guide in blonding. And if you cycle down, you have all the options of your videos. You can click on see all, it'll show everything that's in a video form, right? Tip cards, same thing, you can click see all. And it'll show you all the tip cards for any formulas that we've done, which I think is so cool. Well, let me go back to this complete blonding guide. I'm going to open that. Okay, so blonding should be up on your screen. And here, let me just bring that image down a little bit just so you can see that a little better. Okay. One second, sorry. Okay, here are our two latest additions into our lightener portfolio. We created a brand new, go a little bit lower. Yeah, I think you can see that a little better. Synchrolift Soft and Synchrolift Plus lighteners. Both are replacing existing lighteners. So just to let you know, the Synchrolift Soft is what is replacing Lighten Up. Lighten Up was also a cream-based lightener, but it lifted up to 5 levels. And we know everyone out there at the moment is looking for more blonde and lighter blondes specifically. So we gave Synchrolift Soft an additional 2 levels of lifting action. So it's infused with shea, a beautiful cream lightener that could be used on and off scalp like all our lighteners, and Synchrolift Powder Lightener, Synchrolift Plus replacing our original Synchrolift. Our original Synchrolift had 7 levels of lift, we made this baby a 9 level of lift. People might ask, why did we make stronger, faster lighteners? It's the same reason why you would get the best, newest iPhone. When you have beautiful new technology to create an amazing new application or process, that's the fun way to do it. Always something new, something different. So you could use these at their max to create the maximum level of lift, or you can lower your developers and your timing and create simple levels of lift, whatever you choose. So up to 9 levels is our Powder Synchrolift Plus, also infused with shea. The hair does feel soft after lightening, so it's not like it feels like you've had a lightener on the hair, which is an amazing thing. Um, Ideal for on and off scalp, multiple techniques. Like I mentioned, when you're using a lightener on scalp, no more than 20 volume is what we will ever recommend in our lightening services. Just to go kind of quick through our other lighteners, you'll see dual purpose lightener, 7 levels of lift. That has not changed. That's still our fabulous powerhouse lightener. I would choose that for a double process blonde or a color correction where I'm removing hair color from the hair. That's going to be my favorite for that. Skylight is our beautiful hand painting clay lightener. That's for someone that specifically is looking for a hand painting technique. It is a clay lightener, so it dries to the surface fast. So this is one of those lighteners that I say, when you're painting this on, it has to be heavy. All clay lighteners that dry fast to the surface should be very wet and very densely applied onto the hair. So my little rule of thumb is, if it's not white, it won't get light. So that means if you've brushed the hair too many times to blend and blend and blend with a hand painting technique, you've wiped off too much lightener. If you pack on that lightener placed where you want it to lighten, you'll definitely get the lightening you need. So if it ain't white, it won't be light. You have the option of placing a foil over that or a balayage film over that. In that case, it will not dry out. It keeps it damp. And yes, you can achieve even more lightness with that. Our blue oil lightener system right through here has been around for a while. Also, that's an excellent on and off scalp lightener. It does achieve 5 levels of lift. So this might be the perfect application lightener for someone. Maybe you've already done their blonding with whatever lightener you chose, and now they're coming back in and it's only 3 to 4 weeks later and they have that regrowth that just needs to be touched up. So if you can lift within 5 levels, here's the perfect sensitive scalp formula for you. So it's a powder activator mixed with a oil booster and then a developer cream of choice. Normally, again, on scalp, not above 20. Off scalp, you could use that in a foil above 20. This just goes through and gives you the maintenance that your guests need at home to tone out the brass in hair on a regular basis. Maybe they have water that tends to remove their toners fast. Platinum Blonde shampoo, Platinum Blonde conditioner, all will add beautiful, cool violet color to help eliminate some of that warmth. And then a Platinum Blonde toning spray that you could spray right on the scalp before you style the hair to give you that extra elimination of warmth. And then obviously to nourish and repair, we went to Forever Blonde. So Care Active Proteins repair any damaged hair in a shampoo, a conditioner, and then an instant dramatic repair. So damage recovery with the Care Active Protein sprayed on the hair will absolutely fortify that hair with Care Active Protein, safflower oleosomes, macadamia nut oil to completely repair and rebuild that hair for you. I love this little chart. So I'll send this along to you also. But here is all our lighteners going straight across the board. And this chart breaks it down by here's the product and how many levels. Here is the uses that you would get out of those specific lighteners. Here's our applications. Here's our mixing, because each one is mixed slightly different. So always make sure you go by manufacturer's directions on how you mix lighteners. It will affect how light you can get the hair. So make sure if they're not mixed eyeball and get an inaccuracy and possible not a lot of lift. Always follow the manufacturer's mixing instructions. And then timing, same thing. Timing across the board on our lighteners is slightly different. So you could leave the hair on the average of anywhere 45 to 50 minutes with a lightener on the hair before you could say it no longer has power to continue lifting. I love this refine and tone chart because what we've done here is we say, okay, here are multiple versions of what you could use to tone, pre-light, and hair with. You could use the Demi's flash toners, we'll talk about in a second. You can use the Demi, our regular Demi permanent hair color liquid gel. You can use one of our ultra toners made with either the Colors brand ultra toners or Color XG's brand ultra toners. Or now Crema XG Demi permanent as an ultra toner, or even Pop XG as a toner for the hair. So again, uses, when you would use them, applications, longevity, mixing ratios, timing, everything is on this chart. And just to give you an idea, we'll say, okay, the Demi Flash toners, they're left on the hair anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes. So it's a beautiful sheer way to get a lot of fast tone, to neutralize someone fast and give a beautiful tone to the hair. Longevity equals timing, or timing equals longevity, I should say. So if you're using flash toners and they're left on 5 minutes, or even the Demis, basically you're going to get about, like I said, 1 to 2 weeks. So the longer you leave it on, the more you're going to get time-wise for it to last. So if you leave it on 10 minutes is where you're going to get that 2 to 3 weeks, 15 minutes, 3 to 4 weeks, 20 minutes, 4 to 6 weeks. So that's on all our options in toning. You'll get a more pigmented version and more longevity the longer that you leave it on. So they may be applied on damp or towel dried hair, or if you're looking for that real fashion version, yes, you can put it on dry hair. I do recommend in any situation, blonde hair should never be left unless you've done that hair multiple times and you know how long it needs to stay on. So wipe it down in 2 minutes, wipe it down in 5 minutes, and then every 5 minutes from there on, just to see, do you have the depth that you're looking for? I do see the opposite. People take toners off too soon. They look beautiful, but when you take them off, you tend to see a little bit of warmth still left underneath. Maybe that color product sat on top. You didn't get to quite see what it was actually looking like underneath. So I do say wipe to know for sure, because you can leave it on a little bit longer and have it last a little bit longer also. There's some fun, again, formulations. There's our pigment chart to help you figure out what you're going to need to neutralize. It gives you the steps to successful lightening. I think it's just an absolutely wonderful piece of information that you have at your fingertips right here on Paul Mitchell Professional. I'm going to close just a couple of these windows so that I can get to one more segment. And back to me, and let me share one more thing if I can. Back to Paul Mitchell Pro, and I'm going to cycle back to the top. And that you remember I mentioned there's other areas where you can find some of the same things But a great way to absolutely narrow down color would be to go right here to Color HQ. You can also just access it at pmcolorhq.com. But if you're in the Paul Mitchell website, click on Color HQ, and now it's narrowed down to everything color related in Paul Mitchell. The main part of the Paul Mitchell Professional website is all product, all color, all everything that we have. I love this little moving toolbar across the top, so it always shows what's the latest and greatest and the newest, so you can always click on those areas also to be able to see what is the latest and greatest, or just start cycling down. Hey, I think it just unshared the screen. I think you're back up now. So if you cycle down, there's amazing things that are available to you. One would be this all-in-one color brochure that gives you absolutely everything of all our color brands. It takes 1 second to open. And it gives you these fabulous visuals. It tells you quick mixing ratios of all of our brands of color and what they're mixed with, whether it's processing liquid or cream developer. Gives you a quick overview of all our lighteners, all our colors, including our Fashion Pop XG, Flashback, Inkworks, all our Color Protect brands to keep your color looking fabulous. Everything about our perks program and our educational plans, even down to this fabulous little option, and I can zoom in a little better for you right here on the bottom. Let's see, so this option is also available on your screen. But what a great way to zoom in and see, here's our lighteners, here's our color products, here's our demi color products, and once again, here's the timing, here's the lifting options or coverages or services. I think it's just a really great item to use to be able to have all your solutions right at your fingertips. So let me close this one down. And I'm going to go back to Paul Mitchell Professional. And here we have, let's see, Shade Secrets, but no, I want to open specifically a chart. Okay. Here's all our paper charts. Right here, I just want to show you the demi for a second, because if I preview this and open, this is the back of our paper chart. This is the inside of the demi paper chart. And what I want to show you is our latest changes and or additions. And you'll see them right here. So flash toners. So we did have, for many years, flash finish toners, and there were 5 shades to those, but we've reduced it down a little bit and brought it into our demi-permanent brand. So it was always a liquid gel consistency, but the original flash finish toners were mixed with a 5-volume cream developer, and they had 5 shades. One was a neutral beige, one was a honey beige, one was a natural, and there was a violet and a blue. So we took the 3 best fun shades most used and created a neutral beige, a brass-free violet, and a brass-free blue. But by bringing them into our demi permanent brand, you'll see the demi is on the bottle. And we've also allowed you now to be able to mix it with processing liquid, the same as we share for our PM Shines and the same that we share for our demi, now also in our flash toners. Flash toners are toning options for people that have already achieved a level 9 or 10, not below that, and they're looking for that beautiful simple tone in that neutral beige to give you a soft platinum-ish blonde. If you want to get that platinum or white blonde and you're on the warmest side of a level 9, you can use a brass-free blue. That'll neutralize all forms of anything yellow, orange, maybe even left in the hair. And then brass-free violet for the higher side on the level 10 when you're just trying to neutralize yellow or gold that might be in the hair. So anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes on towel dried hair for a beautiful sheer application of a tone. Let me just scroll down for a second. This is just our regular demi chart, and like I mentioned, here are the muted metallics. You should know those. About the same ideas, and they're pre-mixed tones. This specifically in muted metallic, we have lavender, rose gold, and silver. They are either used at a 9-10 level for the rose gold, a 10 level for the silver, anywhere, excuse me, on the rose gold was 7 to 10, anywhere specifically on 8 to 10 when you're mixing it right here as a lavender situation. So just like these flash toners, we say they are not intermixable with any of our demi-permanent colors. These are standalone, already pre-mixed. You're looking for a muted metallic and you want a rose gold, that's what you're going to use. You're not going to mix it with anything else, except if you want to soften that tone, you can mix it with clear, and you'll get a little bit more of a translucent result. Same thing on our flash toners. It can be mixed with a clear to soften the tone, but not any other shade. These do not live at a level like all our demi shades do. They live at specific levels to help you neutralize to wherever the level you lifted, so you can lift at that shade. And I just love that paper chart that goes through how you can actually intermix for the levels that are not created. Obviously, if you look right here, say if you're looking for a level 8R, you can mix 2 parts of the 9R, 1 part of the 6R. If you're looking for a level 7 red, it would be 1 part 9, 2 part 6, and then it goes down. If you have the 3 and 6 and you're trying to create a 5, 2 part 6, 1 part 3. And if you're trying to create a 4, equal parts, 6 and 3, right? So many wonderful options. I just say it's always going to be up to you, as in what are you trying to look for in general. In toning options, we mentioned. Now I think I'm gonna go back to my blonding guide. 1 second. That gives you a better version. Of our toning and refining options. Let me just see if this is sharing with you. Okay. Let me just scroll down slightly. So here we go. If you're using or looking for toning options, we just say, are you looking for the most sheer version? That's going to be a beautiful soft toner, again, ammonia-free like the rest. Flash finish or flash toners in our demi are going to be an absolute beautiful option. If you're looking for something that's more semi-opaque and you're still looking for a gel hair color, the demi would be a fabulous choice. People love gel because of that fast option of application. Again, that's up to you. When you're looking for the most opaque option in a demi, here you go. We created our Crema XG Cream Demi Permanent Hair Color. If you need a little extra help in toning the hair, you can use one of our permanent ultra toners. They are in our permanent color brands. In this case, in Paul Mitchell, the Colors Ultra Toners or Color XG's Ultra Toners, they are going to be able to neutralize the warmth. They are going to be able to be mixed with a higher developer and get a little bit more breaking of the actual base color of the hair if you wanted to, or maybe you just did not get as much lift that you were looking for. There's perfect options to be able to give yourself a little bit of power or extra help by using one of these permanent ultra toners in the hair. Or if you're just adding something subtle, soft, that might be fun, maybe it's in a vibrant shade or even a subtle shade that you want just some longevity out of, you can place our Pop XG with so many different varieties. You could use steel, you can use clear or diluter to intermix if you wanted a softer, lighter steel. There's opalescent. There's so many beautiful versions if you're just using it for toning. And there you go. All your timing and options are on the bottom. I think we've gone through. I'll stop sharing for a second and you're back to me. Everything that I could think of in demi-permanent options and introductions of our Crema XG, that Cream X demi-permanent color. Losing my thought there for a second. And we shared everything about our new lighteners, Synchro-Lift Powder and Synchro-Lift Soft. So Synchro-Lift Plus and Synchro-Lift Soft. I did share with everyone that there's paper charts and swatch cards and swatch rings that are coming up new. What we've done in the case of our permanent hair colors, the Crema XG and the Color XG combined onto this one swatch ring. And what you'll notice is if it comes in a demi form and a permanent and or demi form. So you'll see a P for permanent, and then a D for demi if it comes in that matching demi. So an excellent way to be able to see all at once. Does it come in both shades? So I can use it as a refresher for my mid to ends at the same time, and I can use the exact shade. So when they say shade matched, they are shade matched. You really will see the beautiful blend of that in between. And the same larger swatch book that's going to have it done the same exact way. If you see a P in that little dot, you'll see that's a permanent color, and then right underneath it is a D for demi-permanent hair color. So you know 7N comes in both. I mean 7NN comes in both. If you go a little bit lower, 6NN, no, it only shows that in a permanent P, the little dot right next to it. So beautiful new additions also for us to help you out in your hair coloring journeys. If there are any things that you could think of, I know I already sent along to Angela some beautiful paper charts and swatch books and everything on digital form. So she is going to forward that on. You might have already received it. But if there's anything else or any questions that you could think of that maybe I can help you with, just let me know. I'm going to forward you this recording and everyone else so it's already available for you to watch. Maybe if you have to break it up time-wise and watch it in a couple segments, whatever you choose, or be able to maybe go back over and see something that you might have forgotten. But on behalf of John Paul Mitchell Systems, again, I want to thank you for your time and your patience with my skills on our little Zoom call. But again, thank you so much. And hopefully I get to see you in person very soon. Have a great day. Thank you all.